Durdle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Durdle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and Durdle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Durdle Magic. Today we're playing some redo decks. Winota joined our forces, trying to make it more casual. Looking at our opening hand, I think we can keep it. So the gimmick for this deck today is no creatures above CMC 4. We don't have Godo, we don't have King Darien, we don't have Captain of the Watch, we don't have Adriana, we don't have Keldon Firebombers, none of that stuff. Tested the deck a little bit, made some adjustments. Let's see how we play this time. We did get to go first. Let's go ahead and play a Plains and get down our Giver of Runes. It is not human, it is a core. And we'll pass it off. We did get to go first. I think I said that. And just in case you're unfamiliar, Winota joined forces is 2 red-white for a legendary 4/4 human warrior. Whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn, and you put the rest of the cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. Swamp tapped into play for our next opponent, who happens to be Sheoldred, Whispering One. That'll be really bad for us. 5 black for a legendary creature creator. Swamp Walk. It can't be blocked if a defending player controls a swamp. At the beginning of their upkeep, they return a dead creature from their graveyard to their hand, to the battlefield rather. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. Howlmore depths into play for our next opponent, who happens to be Jalira, Master Polymorphist. 3 blue for a 2/2 human wizard. 2 blue tap, sacrifice another creature. Reveal cards off the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Jalira could have been really cool, but they put that non-legendary clause in there. It does keep her power level way down. If you want a casual mono blue commander that nobody needs to really fear necessarily, go ahead and play Jalira. Opulent pass into play for our last opponent, who happens to be Sisay Weatherlight Captain, of course. Comes to our turn though, we'll cover her in a minute. Let's go ahead and do a mountain. There's nowhere else to really go with anything. So let's just go ahead and pass it off to our opponents. Could have went for first blood, but I bet they're seeing Winota, thinking casual, and saying, nope, that's not how that's working. Sisay Weatherlight Captain, 2 white for a 2/2 human soldier. It gets 1/1 for each other color among other legendary permanents you control, rather. For Wooburg, you can search your library for a legendary permanent card with a converted mana cost less than her power, put that card onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. We'll have to wait and see what kind of deck it is. Another holographic swamp into play for the Sheoldred player, keeping it even the same art. Nice and on theme there. Jalira just plays an island, passes it off. Sisay's turn, Vivid Meadow into play. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have some pretty casual decks so far. I just hope our deck isn't like, because when I tested it, it was pretty casual. Like, I could only hit for like 3 or 6 damage a turn, maybe. And it did fairly well considering, but we'll have to wait and see. Comes to our turn. Let's go ahead and play that Clifftop Retreat. And I guess let's go ahead and play, what is this? Taranika? A Crowan Veteran? Not the best card ever, but I did put it in the deck. It does make one of our attackers indestructible, so that's very nice. Alright, let's go ahead and pass it off. Keep up protection for a Taranika. We don't have anywhere to play the Dargar Hedge Mage. Nothing to destroy. So next turn, Tajic Legion's Edge. Get 7 damage in on somebody. We do need another land or a mana source though. We do have 36 lands in the deck, considering the low curve, and a lot of mana rocks, but we'll have to wait and see if we get anything. Plague Crafter coming down. Yeah, I guess I should have figured that. We will have to sacrifice one of our creatures, unfortunately. We'll have to sacrifice Taranika. We need a non-human to get Winota going. Alright, well, that was unfortunate. Again, I guess I should have figured. Mono black, Sheoldred, makes a lot of sense. Over to Jalira's turn. Let's see if they do anything with it. Land into play, otherwise. Nope, Jalira straight through the turn, no plays just yet. Over to Sisay. Vivid Grove coming down for the Sisay player. Let me know in the comments, what do you think, the Vivids or the Thriving Lands? I'm kind of leaning on the Vivids more of the time than not. The Thriving Lands are a cool idea, though. Comes to our turn, we get Grand Abolisher. Don't want to play that just yet. Unfortunately, we are 1 mana short of doing awesome things. Let's go ahead and play Tajic, Blade of the Legion, and take out some vengeance on Sheoldred, I suppose. Tajic to play, let's go to combat. And we'll attack the Sheoldred player with Tajic. 3 damage is good, let's pass it off to our opponents. Hopefully we'll get that 4th land or mana source soon. Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx coming down for the Sheoldred player. That's it for Sheoldred. Over to Jalira. Tarland, Sky Summoner. That'll be good, they can just polymorph the tokens away. Sorry, Talrand, Sky Summoner. I always say Tarland. I always get that backwards. Over to Sisay, we have a Forest into play. They're up to 4 colors. Let's see what they'll do with it. Archon of Sun's Grace. So this has Constellation, so I'm betting this is a Shrine deck. Could also be 5 color enchantments, I suppose. Comes our turn, we get a 4th mana source. Let's go ahead and play it. Looks like there could be a kill spell coming out of Sheoldred, but we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, we have to risk it. Our whole deck revolves around this. And we'll attack Sheoldred with both, because why not? There are the triggers. So we do have a Mentor trigger for Tajic. Let's go ahead and put on the Giver of Runes. Oh, we whiff on the 6. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Alright, damage is good against Sheoldred. Let's pass it off to our opponents and hope Winota survives around the table. Odds are low. Sheoldred's turn, Swamp into play. Revel in Riches. Ooh, that sucks. Well, I guess no matter what next turn, we at least have a target for the Dargar Hedge Mage, so that's nice. Jalira's turn. Let's see if they start casting some instants and sorceries for a Talrand. Island into play for Jalira. Nope, that looks like it's it. Still, a lot of blue mana untapped never makes me very, you know, at peace when it comes around to my turn. Over to Sisay. Will they drop? Yep, 5th land drop in play. They have all 5 colors, so if they get Sisay down, they can't activate it at some point. Kenrith's transformation on Winota. Sad face. Looks like we'll have to destroy that instead. Archons of Sungrace will also trigger. It has Constellation. They will get a 2/2 white flying Pegasus creature token. I do believe they get lifelink as well. Is that correct? Yep. Pegasuses, they are Pegasi, I suppose, they control, have lifelink. Sisay to combat. Swinging at us, I wager. Winota does have that reputation, and I can't really blame them. Oh, no attacks. Okay. Yeah, if you saw my very first videos on the channel covering Winota when it first came out, that wasn't exactly casual. Somebody pointed that out to me in a lot of words. At that time, I didn't realize how casual the deck could be, so we're here to try to remedy that situation. Comes our turn, we get Ginger Brute. So this is for the unblockable stuff, plus it's a food golem, so it'll trigger Winota a bunch. So instead of Dargar Hedge Mage, we're going to go ahead and do Heliod's Intervention. That way we can nab both of these enchantments. Blast them. Alright, let's go ahead and go to combat. Let's keep Winota back for now. Let's go ahead and swing the Tajic, Blade of the Legion into the Sheoldred player, and we'll swing Giver of Runes off into Jalira. We do have a Mentor trigger. Let's go ahead and do that one on the stack first. Target the Giver of Runes again. A more swole Giver of Runes you never did see. Oh, we have a response. Kind of figured. Okay, Brainstorm, so they will be able to block now. Tajic will probably die in combat. And Factor Fiction. Yeah, that's a lot of Drakes. They get a Drake. Factor Fiction will trigger. I don't know who they're going to be choosing, though. Alright, so we are waiting for the Sisay player to divide into 2 piles. Kazmia's transmutation is going to be a giant pain in the butt. Oh, they actually pitched the transmutation? That is interesting. Okay, I guess they want the other stuff more. So they kept Engulf the Shore, which will be really good against us, Island, and a Diluvian Primordial, which will be good for them later, although right now there are no valid targets. Heliod's Intervention, yes, but it would be 0. Alright, we get to our triggers. Let's go ahead and put a War Priest down. Unfortunately, nothing to hit with it. Let's go ahead and swing at the Sisay player with that. Alright, let's see if they double block Tajic. They in fact do. We will kill 1 Drake, but Tajic unfortunately will die. We do not have mana to pay for his first strike ability. Assign as such, 1 Drake down. Wait, Giver of Runes is down. My bad. Alright, well that's unfortunate. Too bad we couldn't get 1 more counter on there at some point. Over to Sheoldred's turn. At least Revel is down. They drop another land. Yep, there it is. They're 1 turn away from Sheoldred, unless they do a ritual of some kind this turn. Mind Stone coming down for them, so definitely Sheoldred next turn at the very least. And Sheoldred quits the game. Okay. I don't know. I'll go check chat, but so far it's been empty. Chat is still empty. Don't know why they quit necessarily, but okay. Kind of wasted a lot of damage over there. Jalira off to the attack. Went over to their turn. Drake into us. Yep. That's fair. That's fair. Again, Winota has that reputation. I am expecting a lot of hate. 2 damage is good. Will they do anything in their second main? Everflowing Chalice, kick twice, so it will tap to give them 2 colorless to their mana pool. That's pretty good. Their commander is coming down for the first time this game. Jalira, Master Polymorphist. Over to Sisay. So I'm still thinking it's a Shrines deck. Unfortunately, getting removal is going to be somewhat problematic. We do have 2 removal creatures, but we'd have to get to them. Hillod's Punishment, Enchanting Winota. There's the battlefield, put 4 task cards on. Enchanted creature can't attack a block and loses all abilities. And has tap, remove a task card from Heliod's Punishment. Then, if it has no task cards on it, destroy the enchantment. So, yet something else we have to destroy. That's fine. Another Pegasus into play for the Sisay player. Archon of Sun's Grace, rather. Pretty good card. Definitely beats out Ajani's Chosen. Calyx Destiny's Hand. More removal. That sucks. So, they'd have to exile a creature or enchantment they don't control until target enchantment they control reaches the battlefield. It basically turns anything into an O-ring. Gotta worry about killing that thing now, too. Unfortunately, I think this is going to leave the blue player in a great spot. They already have more cards than all of us, and they can pretty much randomize the creatures on the battlefield that they have. So I hope they do direct some attention to the blue player, but we'll have to see. Calyx is exiling the Jalira until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Ooh, so that makes it a bit political, but I need to have Winota. If it wasn't attacking or blocking, it'd be different, but since it doesn't have its ability, yeah, we need to get rid of it. Unfortunately, I guess we can take a turn to do something else. Gingerbrute will have haste, but I don't want to immediately die to something. We're not hitting any of our non-human creatures on the draw just yet. All we had was Giver of Runes so far. To the attack step, are they going to attack us? Probably. Yep, the Archon at least is coming our way. Will they keep up the tokens? They do. We'll take 3 in the air. Unfortunately, we have no flying blockers. 3 damage is good. Sisay gains 3 life. Comes our turn, we get Chaos Warp. That'll be nice. Let's go ahead and play the Gingerbrute. And then we'll go ahead and make it so it can't be blocked by creatures that don't have haste. And let's go to combat. Go ahead and attack the Planeswalker. Get him out of the way. I want to see how this affects the enchantment. Planeswalker down. So now next turn we can maybe disrupt the enchantment. Let's go ahead and play the Grand Abolisher in our second main phase and pass it off. Island in play for the Jalira player. So now they have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. That's pretty good. Engulf the shore. Return to their owner's hands stuff that's less than islands. Creatures specifically. Yeah, that's pretty good. I can live with that. Alright, we have a full hand. Woo! That's awesome, I guess. So, we probably want to get down Gingerbrute and Tajic Legions first. They have haste, slam into the Sisay player, then do Winota, then be able to attack. Seems like a good idea. Illyrios Enraptured. I have never seen that actually be in play. But that's actually pretty good in Jalira. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. There's the battlefield tapped. It doesn't untap during your token. It doesn't untap during your untap step, and when it enters the battlefield, create a 3/2 blue reflection creature token. And that's this token here. He's very pretty looking at himself or something. Not entirely sure. But again, something they can sacrifice. Over to Sisay's turn. Let's see what they do with it. They will have 5 cards in hand right now, 41 life. Sorry, 4 cards in hand, mountain to the battlefield. Plea for guidance. Search your library for up to 2 enchantment cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your library. Sure. Yeah, let's see what you get. Might need to hold off on the Hedge Mage. Aura of Silence and Sanctum of All. So, yeah, it's a Sanctum deck. Or a Shrine deck, rather. But, yeah, I don't know where all the rest of that is. Sanctum of All being in play will be good for him, though. Luckily, we can destroy it. Comes our turn. We get Krenko 10 Street Kingpin. That'll be very good. Yeah, let's go ahead and risk playing that, I think. And then we'll also risk the Gingerbrute. Why not? And then let's go ahead and risk Krenko. We do have Daragar Hedge Mage in case we need another non-human. Krenko's going to be a lot better though. And yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and attack the Sisay player with the Gingerbrute. Can't catch me. I'm the Gingerbrute cookie. Back down to 40 Sisay goes. Damage is good. Let's pass it off to our opponents. Alright, to the cleanup. We do have to discard. Ooh, that is a really hard choice. Sisay going to be probably about sorcery speed with all their enchantments. Jalira, though, has a lot of instant stuff, it looks like. And War Cadence is going to help us win. Baird might save our butts. I don't really want to get rid of Chaos Warp, but it's probably not going to be very good against a Polymorph deck and a Shrine deck, so Chaos Warp hits the bin. Springjack Pasture into play on Jalira's turn. They get to make some goats. I actually lost to a Springjack Pasture back during my very first ever tournament pre-release. Goats and a Noblesse of War. Quick Silver Fountain. Alright, let's take a look at that. Mirrodin. At the beginning of each phase upkeep, that player puts a flood counter on target non-island land they control of their choice. That land is an island for as long as it has a flood counter on it. At the beginning of each end step, if all lands on the battlefield are islands, remove all flood counters. Ouch. Okay, that sucks. Tara and Sky Summoner are coming back down for Jalira. Alright, very glad we didn't waste the Hedge Mage. Sorta sad we discard the Chaos Warp, but can't plan for everything. Jalira to the attacks. Will they send it? They do. They send Pretty Boy going at Sisay. That works for me. Yay! I think we actually got the hate off of us. Damage is good. Sisay down to 37. Second main phase for Jalira. They have... Oh, nope. They just pass it off. Okay, I was going to say, they have 3 mana available. They do have 3 cards in hand over on Jalira's side. Quicksilver Fountain will trigger. They need to make a new island out of something. They pick their basic land forest. It will become an island instead. Sanctum of All coming down for the Sisay player. Yeah, I kind of figured that was coming. Hedge Mage is going to be sniping that right off the table. Rampant Growth, they'll go get a land from the deck into play tapped. Alright, that means it's going to roll over to us. Hopefully we get a land so we can play an extra guy, but we'll have to wait and see. Quicksilver Fountain will trigger. We'll have to select a land. Let's go ahead and select a plains. Just waiting on... There it is, priority pass. Alright, so we get a island. Yay. We get Hordling Outburst. Okay, that won't be too bad later. So let's go ahead and play our Dogger Hedge Mage. Get that down, blow up some stuff. Ooh, we have to control 2 or more planes and stuff. My bad. Ouch, did not see that. Alright, so let's go ahead and attack. 1 into each. Krenko will trigger. We will activate the Gingerbrute so it cannot be blocked. We have a response out of Jalira. Jalira is polymorphing a Drake token. Or sorry, the Pretty Boy token. Into It That Betrays. I was going to mention the Eldrazi earlier, but I was kind of hoping they wouldn't be there. Kind of really hoping. Oh well. Damage good both sides. Let's pass it off to our opponents and wait for It That Betrays. Jalira polymorphing the Pretty Boy, who's the actual Pretty Boy. They get Reefworm. Yeah, that'll be good for him. It dies, makes a token, replaces itself with Jalira. It's really good in the deck. When I made mine way back in the day, I had one. It worked out great. One of the best creatures in there. It That Betrays off into Sisay. That was somewhat unexpected. Tallrand off into Sisay. Okay, I can live with that. Alright, so It That Betrays is after Sisay. They take 2 of the forest from them. Oof. And then they're going to deal 13 to Sisay. That is pretty rough. Damage is good. Sisay down to 22. 2 of their forests taken away. They do still have Sanctum of All, though, so they may be able to do something. Sisay tutors for a shrine, and they get Hodin of Knight's Reach. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent discards a card for each shrine you control. Okay, hopefully, again, not going to be us. I don't think we're the threat. I don't think we ever were, but, Eldrazi. Aura of Silence coming down for the Sisay player. That'll keep us off War Cadence, that's for sure. Although at the rate we're losing our lands and they're being flooded, I don't think it's going to matter so much anymore. Agent of Erebos, okay. Constellation, when it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, exile all cards from target player's graveyard. When I had my white-black Daxos deck, that did a lot of work. They are targeting Jalira with it. That works for me. I guess Sisay and I are in agreement on the threat so far. Graveyard gets exiled. Alright, looks like it's going to come over to us. We'll have another flood counter on another land. Misread the Hedge Mage. That was, bad. Should have saved Chaos Warp. So, yeah, don't know what to do about that. Could get a Manic Vandal off the top. That would be nice. Comes to our turn. Quicksilver Fountain is happening. I really want to get our commander down and swing one more time. Oh, Sisay quits the game. Okay. Yeah, we'll pick the plains. Yeah, now we're not getting out of this one, I don't think. Nothing in the deck costs more than 4, except for like 2 things. We get Manic Vandal. That's so funny. Alright, let's go ahead and play it and blow up the Quicksilver Fountain. That was a lucky draw. That was so lucky. I still think we're pretty much out of this game, but we'll have to wait and see. We have a response. Lazotep playing, their stuff gets hexproof. Oh, that sucks. Alright, nothing we can do about that. We can't cast our commander next turn either. Alright, let's go to attacks. Krenko off into our opponent. Why not? Alright, we got 3 goblins. Probably going to die to blocks and such. They made a Drake and have a zombie army in play, so... Oh, they take the damage. Nice. Alright, let's pass it off. see if we can stabilize at some point. We do have some mass removal in the deck, we just aren't getting any of it. Springjack Pasture, they'll make a goat token. Jalira's turn proper. Quicksilver Fountain, their Springjack Pasture will have to become an island. That's an interesting side effect. Diluvian Primordial, that means a Chaos Warp. Alright, well, let's see what they Chaos Warp. It could be anything, really. Their deck polymorphs, and we have goblins, I guess? They cast Chaos Warp on Krenko. Yeah, it seems like a good choice. They'll get another Drake, unfortunate for us. Let's see if we get anything cool out of the deck. We get Battlefield Forge, so we will be able to summon our commander. Unfortunately, I don't think we have, like, because everything's CMC4OS, we don't have that oomph in the deck to break through this kind of thing, especially not without War Cadence or some other effect. They sacrifice Reef Worm to Jalira. Reef Worm, rather, will trigger. They'll get a 3/3 fish creature token. Let's see what kind of monstrosity they get out of their deck this time. It's a Solemn Simulacrum. Ugh, it's grotesque. My apologies, since this actually looks like somebody. But I had that lined up before they even revealed the card. Alright, Jalira to the attacks. It that betrays a Drake. What else? Just those. We will have to sacrifice 2 permanents. Yeah, those will be goblin tokens. And actually, let's sacrifice the Jogger Hedge Mage. No, let's sacrifice the Manic Vandal. That way we can get 6 triggers off Winota. Hopefully do something coolish. Alright, they get to destroy target artifact. I guess they'll destroy Gingerbrute. Forgot about that they get under their control. There goes Gingerbrute. Sad. It was an all-star. Bye, guy. You're delicious. We won't balk anything. We'll just take the 13. Down to 22 we go. And hope for the best. They still have Blue Up. Could be Pongify. Could be Rapid Hybridization. Could be Force Spike. Who knows? Let's go ahead and pick the Battlefield Forge. It'll turn into an island. Alright, on our turn we get Frontline Medic. Let's go ahead and summon our commander and get her back down to the battlefield. And let's go to attacks. Unfortunately, this is probably our last play of the game. Let's hope we get something good. We have 5 triggers. So we have Mangara. That's pretty good. I don't know if it's going to save us, though. Nothing in the second one. We got a whiff. Ooh. 3rd trigger, Bastion Protector. Let's go ahead and do that. 4th trigger, Fumiko. And our next trigger is also a whiff. So 2 whiffs. That kind of sucks. Alright, let's see if they block anything. They can just take the damage, attack us with everything next turn, and we'd be dead. So I don't think they're too worried about anything. Yeah, it looks like everything just about gets blocked. Fumiko gets Bushido H. She becomes an 11-10. She was going to survive combat anyway, but that's pretty big. All of our non-humans down. Sad face. Sad robot dies. They will draw a card. Alright, unfortunately we didn't break through for any damage. Pass it off. Probably our last turn. Jalira's turn straight to the attacks. Oh, they immediately just... Man, they really want us dead or something. I don't know. Okay, we get a trigger. Mangara will trigger. We get to draw a card. Unfortunately, we are being attacked with everything. We get Boros Charm. Yeah, it's not going to help much. It that betrays will trigger. It has Annihilator too. Might as well get rid of some lands. We are not surviving this, unfortunately for us. They will get our lands. Unfortunate. And we will go to blocks. We will take out their commander with our commander. Why not? See if anything happens, and we'll take, you know, all those arrows to the face. -3. The opponent wins the match. Good game. I was really hoping not to see any Eldrazi, but, you know, people still use them. What can you do? Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. Okay, so here's the deck. Unfortunately, in the attempt to keep Winota casual, I don't think keeping it CMC 4 or less is going to cut it, considering most of its power lies in getting those 6 and up drops. So I might increase it to 5. I don't want to go into King Darian and Godo range, but maybe something like Adriana or something would be really good. Also, maybe add a little bit more humans. I had taken some humans out on the low end, so maybe now it's time to add some more humans on the high end. That's what I did with the original deck, so gonna have to look at that. Other than that, it's, you know, typical Winota. Non-humans attack, you get humans out of the deck. There are some interesting synergies in here, and we do use some of the humans as removal. War Priest of Thune, namely, but we also have things like the Banisher Priest and the Fiend Hunter. They come down, get something out of our way is really good. We also have Giver of Runes and Mother of Runes. One's human, one's not, so we can hit one off Winota. We can play one and attack and get a Winota trigger, so that's pretty good. We also have Gingerbrute, like you saw. Hope of Gurapur. That might come in handy. Probably going to cut it, and likewise might cut Life's Bounty over here. You can pay 1, sacrifice it, and give protection, but we do have the mother and the daughter, if you will, so don't know about that. Also need to look at better 4-drops and maybe. Mangara, I mean, could be good, but we're not really depending on draw, so probably something more along the lines of Barret if I can find something that keeps people from necessarily attacking us unless they pay an exorbitant amount of mana. Unfortunately, a lot of those are either enchantments or non-human, so that does present a problem there. Also, something I want to take out of the deck is Annex, Hardened in the Forge. He's a demigod, not a human. I originally thought he was a human, so that's not really going to count. He does make us non-human token creatures, though, if stuff dies. And I haven't had him out to test that out yet, so I'd have to see. Other than that, we have standard fare. Grinzo's pretty good. Lots of goblins in the deck. White Mane Lion is a little bit of interesting tech you can have in the deck, especially if something like Varchild out. Hit somebody, blink him with White Mane, get those survivors back. That can be a nice, good recovery. Gerard in here, anti-board wipe tech. We also have Herald's Intervention, Austere Command. We have Mizizium Mortars for mass removal. We also have Divine Reckoning, which is something I'm trying in the deck. Haven't gotten to use it yet, though, but we'll have to see. Anyway, here's the deck. Going to probably tweak it a little bit higher, add 5 CMC cards. The only thing that's really 5 CMC in here is Austere Command, so we need a little bit more staying power and a little bit more oomph when we hit people. If you saw any cards in this game that you might want to purchase for yourself in paper, sealed product, or sleeves to put that sealed product in, please consider using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. It helps support the channel and doesn't cost you anything extra. So for this series, I'm only going to do 2 per series as we catch up to Commander Legends. So I'm going to do those upgrades, and I'll see you on the next game for Winota, Joiner of Forces. See you at 5 mana.